With your CIG TV News Brief, community headlines, and weather forecasts, I'm Donna Bush. The wreck of the 10 sails was the topic of discussion at Tuesday evening's museum speaker series. Residents were treated to an evening filled with history of Cayman's most famous shipwreck. Dr. Peggy Lishikar-Denton, director of the National Museum and author of Cayman's 1794 Wreck of the 10 Sails book, was the guest speaker.
The story of the most famous shipwreck disaster that ever occurred in the Cayman Islands has been passed from one generation to the next, over 226 years. Details of the tale vary depending on who is doing the telling, but all refer to this momentous maritime event as the wreck of the 10 sail. Surviving historical documents and remains of the ship in the sea confirm that this story is more than folklore. It's a legend based on a historical event in which 10 British ships traveling from Jamaica in a convoy of 59 vessels wrecked on the eastern reefs of Grand Cayman in 1794.
And you can watch the entire speaker series event on the Wreck of the 10 Sails here on CIG television starting on Saturday, March the 14th. Meantime, His Excellency the Governor on Tuesday evening hosted a reception for the visiting Northamptonshire Country Cricket Club. Northamptonshire County Cricket Club is one of 18 first-class cricket clubs in England and Wales, and the team are on a pre-season development tour here in the Cayman Islands for the next 10 days. Now, the tour is one of the elements of a strategic partnership with Cayman Cricket that is aimed at stimulating, aiding, and promoting the growth and development of the game in the Cayman Islands. And Governor Roper will also be attending one of the matches at the Jimmy Powell Oval in West Bay this Thursday, February the 20th. Well, a young artist has left her mark at the Cayman Islands Cancer Society. Operations Manager Jennifer Weber explains more.
This beautiful mural was done by a student named Isabella Watler. She's a young student at Cayman International School, and she came to us and she said that she would like to paint a mural. She didn't know exactly what she wanted to do. Unfortunately, her grandmother passed away from cancer, and so she decided that she was going to do this as a memorial tribute to her grandmother. Her grandmother loved Cayman, her grandmother loved the sea, so she decided to do a nature scene that she thought her grandmother would have enjoyed. So her grandmother, Mrs. Watler, was one of our first patients who had her chemotherapy at the chemotherapy unit that the Cancer Society built for Georgetown Hospital in 2014. She was one of the patients who was overseas receiving treatment, wanted to come home, wanted to be in Cayman, wanted to be where all of her family and friends were, but couldn't because she needed to get so much regular treatment. And HSA was so busy, there were so few places that could provide chemotherapy with so many patients. So once the new chemotherapy unit was ready, Mrs. Watler was able to come home, get her treatments here at home, be around her family and friends, and unfortunately she passed away, but she was able to pass away peacefully at home where she wanted to be.
And join us on Thursday when we hear more about the Cancer Society's upcoming 25th anniversary celebrations. Now for our check on other community stories, making Radio Cayman headlines this Wednesday. Cayman Brac residents are invited to an evening with visual artist David Bridgman on the island. It all happens this evening, the 19th of February. Mr. Bridgman will discuss his art practice in Cayman Brac. He's shown his work in Cayman, the wider Caribbean, and in London, exploring the duality between life in the Caribbean and in the UK. The artist talk is tonight at 6 p.m. at the Cayman Brac Beach Resort. And of course, for these and other Radio Cayman stories, you can go online to radiocayman.gov.ky. Turning now to forecasts from the Cayman Islands National Weather Service. Moderate northeasterly winds and seas will continue across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours as a high pressure system lingers over the central Atlantic Ocean. Now, the forecast calls for a high temperature of 86 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 75. Partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of afternoon showers are expected with winds from the east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots and moderate sea conditions with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. For more on local weather, you can go online to weather.gov.ky. And of course, you can download the National Weather Services app, CINWS. And that ends today's news brief here on CIG television. If you happen to have missed it, you can go to the Cayman Islands Government Facebook page or the CIG television YouTube channel. I'm Donna Bush, wishing you a safe and wonderful night, and bye-bye for now.